Well, I really love your company's hearty furikake. I often use this furikake to make rice balls for my mom. I'm Kota Tsushihashi. As a fourth-year university student, I'm in the middle of job hunting, and right now, I'm in the middle of an interview. But because I get really nervous in important situations, I can't respond smoothly during interviews, and as a result...
Yes, thank you very much.
I've been failing all my job applications. If this keeps up, I might become a job hunting ronin.
Well, better luck next time.
It's not something to laugh about, manager. I'm really worried about this. At the izakaya where I work, my buta, manager Ami Murakami's cheerful laugh echoes through the place. Even though I grumble, just seeing the manager smile somehow lightens my mood.
Come to think of it, during the interview for this part-time job, you were so nervous. You gave some pretty strange answers.
I'm really sorry for that time. I've had this nervousness issue for a long time, and even finding a part-time job was a struggle. But during the interview, the manager helped me relax and get my words out, and she ended up hiring me. By the way, my nervousness only really shows in important situations, and I can talk pretty normally with people I'm used to.
Well, if worst comes to worst, you can always work here full-time. I appreciate your personality and all the effort you put in.
Thank you. I'll make sure to give my all in job hunting. Later, after my shift ended and I was on my way home, a man called out to me. Hey, you're Tsuchihashi, right? Remember me? Huh? Erito-san? He was a senior from my university, Buyu Erito. I heard he's the nephew of the president of a seasoning company called Erito Condiments and that he works there too. We didn't interact while he was in school, but being good-looking and rich, Erito-san was well known and I knew of him. I heard from other juniors that your job hunting isn't going well. Everyone's been saying it's such a waste for someone so talented. Haha, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. If you'd like, how about joining our company? We're just looking for talented people like you. Not only is he handsome and rich, but he's kind too. Hearing Erito-san's gentle voice, I almost felt like crying. And so, after hearing more details from him, I decided to take the recruitment test for Erito Condiments. During the interview, I was as nervous as ever, but maybe thanks to Erito-san's recommendation, I somehow managed to get a job offer.
Oh, congrats, Kota. Do your best in your new workplace.
Thank you. I'll make sure to use everything I learned from you to do my best. With my hopes high, I joined Erito Condiments. But... Hey, Tsushihashi! Is the market research and analysis done yet? Yes, I've compiled it here. As a sales support staff, I was constantly assigned work by Erito-san, who worked in the same department. It's part of my job to support the salespeople, so I didn't mind being given tasks, but...
Lately, Erito-kun's work has been really impressive. He's been doing the market research and analysis all by himself, right? Thanks to that, our sales performance has improved so much.
Haha, well, with my skills, this is nothing really. I couldn't stand the fact that he was taking all the credit. Erito-san, I really don't want to keep helping someone who takes all the credit for my hard work. From now on, please handle all the market research and analysis yourself. When I timidly protested, Erito-san snorted. You're defying me? Well then, you're fired. What? What do you think I hired you for? I just needed a compliant pawn to boost my performance. I heard from the recruitment team. They said your interview answers were all over the place. If you get fired from here, you'll have to start job hunting from scratch, right? With your nervousness and your work history, getting a new job would be impossible, don't you think? If you don't want that, you better keep working hard for me. Don't forget, you got this job thanks to me! As his sneering laughter echoed, I could only look down in frustration. But even though Erito-san said that, maybe if I consulted with the department head or HR. I decided to tell my superiors about everything that had happened. However,
I see. Well then, I'll have a talk with Erito-kun and we'll see what can be done about your evaluation.
the department head gave me some vague response, but nothing changed about how I or Erito-san were evaluated. If anything, it felt like she was just sucking up to Erito-san. When I consulted with HR,
That just means you haven't done enough work to be recognized by Erito-kun. If you have time to come complain about something so trivial, why don't you use it to work harder?
with no sympathy or support, HR manager Nanyo Moromi quickly brushed me off. Everyone's just trying to stay on Erito's good side. It doesn't seem like his threat to fire me is just talk. What should I do now? As I was walking down the hallway, lost in thought,
Hey, you! You're Tsuchihashi, right?
a male employee approached me in a friendly manner. However, it reminded me too much of when Erito-san first spoke to me, and I instinctively put up my guard. Yes, I'm Tsuchihashi. What do you need from me?
Huh, seems like you're really wary of me. I thought I could help you out, though. I heard you've been having a tough time with Erito Buyu, right?
How did you know that?
That nephew of the president is hated by almost everyone in the company. Rumors about him spread fast.
Chono-san, who was smiling wryly, apparently works in the company's archives now. And then,
What?
when Chono-san explained why he approached me, my eyes widened in surprise.
Welcome, Kota. Did you bring a friend today?
Before I knew it, Chono-san and I had become close, and we even started coming to my Buta together.
Nice to meet you. I'm Chono, Kota's colleague. He seems to respect you a lot, manager. I've been wanting to meet you.
Chono-san, you promised not to say that here, didn't you?
Oh my, you two seem to be getting along well. How did you become friends?
At first, the manager was happily listening to our conversation, but the moment the topic shifted to Erito-san's tyrannical behavior, her expression darkened.
I see. Sounds like you've had it tough. If I remember correctly, you work at Erito Condiments, right, Kota?
Yes, I do. Why?
Oh, it's nothing. I just thought I'd keep it in mind.
The manager gave a small, awkward smile, and though I tilted my head in confusion, I spent the rest of the night drinking with Chono-san. Even after that, all of my work continued to become Erito-san's credit. However, the thought that quitting might mean not finding another job held me back from making any decisions. I could always ask the manager for help and work at my Buta, but I don't want to be a burden on her. As I was mulling it over, Erito-san arrogantly called out to me, like usual.
Hey, Tsuchihashi! I've got more work for you. You should be grateful.
Is this presentation material?
Yeah, I'm doing a presentation for a company soon, so you'd better put the materials together. It's a big food manufacturer, so if this deal goes well, my promotion is guaranteed. So, do your best and work for me. You're just my nervous robot after all.
Am I really going to let myself be used by someone like him forever? If Erito-san becomes my boss, he'll just get even more arrogant and treat the company like his own playground. If things don't change around here, I'm going to quit. I made up my mind firmly.
Hey, Kota, you've had too much to drink.
It's fine. I finally made up my mind to move forward. You should be happy for me too, manager. I came to my Buta to tell the manager about my decision, hoping she'd be proud of me. But as I talked, the more I thought about Erito-san, the angrier I got. And before I knew it, I'd drunk myself into a stupor.
Honestly, I'm pissed off too. They're treating one of my former employees like a tool. I like to protest to them directly.
You'd get mad for my sake, manager? That makes me so happy.
Kota, I'm being serious.
As I laughed lightheartedly, the manager gave me a serious look.
When you first started working here, you had a hard time just interacting with customers, right? There were times when you had to bow your head after being scolded by customers too. But as you spent more time working here, you started to develop new talents. You researched which menu items would sell, and you figured out the preferences of each customer to suggest the best menu options. Your hard work made the customers smile, and it boosted the sales of the restaurant. That's why I've always respected you, Kota.
Thank you so much. I used to rack my brain, wondering how I could help the manager who had hired me. Hearing her acknowledge my efforts made me happy, but it also made my face feel hot. The alcohol had already worn off. The reason my cheeks were red now wasn't because of the booze.
So, I guess Erito is taking advantage of those abilities of yours, huh? I think quitting might be a good idea if the company won't change. But doesn't running away like this feel wrong? If you're going to quit, why not give him a taste of his own medicine before you do?
Huh? How though, I wondered, and the manager smiled broadly as she explained her plan. By the time I'd heard her out, I was completely stunned. Meanwhile, Erito-san and HR manager Moromi Ranyo were having a secret meeting.
So, is that new guy behaving like he should?
For now, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Well, if he stops being useful, we can just toss him aside. When the time comes, I'll leave it to you, Ranyo.
Sure. I can take care of that with my authority, but in return, you'll make sure I get promoted to a good position, right? After all, once those old board members are gone, you're the only one I can count on, Buyu.
Yeah, I know. I'll make sure to get promoted. But first, I'll use that nervous wreck until he's completely worn out.
A few weeks later, Erito-san was giving a product presentation at a major food manufacturer. Of course, the presentation materials were prepared by me.
As you can see, by using our Koi Shio soy sauce, I believe you'll be able to overcome your company's challenges. We would greatly appreciate it if you would consider this proposal positively. Ha! I nailed it! This deal will definitely secure my promotion.
While Erito-san was smirking inwardly,
Your proposal doesn't match our company's needs, so we'll have to decline.
calmly rejecting his proposal, she left him flustered.
Why is that?
Last time we specifically mentioned that we wanted to create products that preserve the color and flavor of the ingredients while reducing salt content. But after evaluating your Koishio soy sauce, we determined it doesn't meet our needs.
What he should have proposed were light-colored soy sauces, such as usukuchi or white soy sauce, or low-sodium options. However, the Koi Shio soy sauce that Erito presented was dark in color and didn't address the reduced salt requirements. Yes, I had deliberately prepared presentation materials that didn't match their needs.
My deepest apologies. As you said, the correct product to propose should have been a light-colored, low-sodium soy sauce. Next time, I'll make sure to present the appropriate options, so please, allow us another chance to meet.
Are you really an employee of a condiment manufacturer?
Huh?
It's common knowledge that usukuchi soy sauce has the highest salt content of any soy sauce. How could you not know that?
No, that's,
Well, with that, we'll conclude today's meeting. We'll make sure to report that your company sent someone who had no product knowledge to our office.
What the hell, Tsuchihashi? You've ruined the biggest deal we had!
The moment Erito-san returned to the office, his furious voice echoed throughout the room. My fault? No, stop trying to shift the blame. You prepared the presentation materials yourself this time, didn't you? Multiple employees witnessed you bragging about it to the department head and other staff.
Yeah! You set me up, didn't you?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean.
Don't play dumb. Who else could have done this but you?
Even if I did set you up, wouldn't you have noticed if you'd properly reviewed the presentation materials before the meeting? You failed because you didn't take your job seriously and skip the necessary steps.
This guy's getting too full of himself. Fine, you're fired. I'll have you dismissed and thrown out of this company. Once that happens, with your nervousness, you'll never get into another company again. You'll regret crossing me for the rest of your life.
Enough of this, you disgraceful fool! How dare you tarnish my reputation!
Just as Erito-san was about to burst into laughter, the president of the company, Miss Erito, stepped in. Standing behind her were a pale-faced Moromi HR manager and a nonchalant Chono-san.
Senior Erito, this is a misunderstanding. Let me explain. It was Kota here. He switched my presentation materials without permission. That's why the deal fell apart, and I was going to make him take responsibility.
Oh, really, Buyu? Since when did you have the authority to do that? You're merely my brother's son, someone who couldn't even get into this company without my recommendation. Or did you think that with Moromi here, you could do whatever you wanted? Regardless, your blunder has already reached my ears. After all, it seems the daughter of the Murakami Foods president relayed the information to him directly, that someone inappropriate is coming to Murakami Foods.
The major food company that Erito visited for the deal today, that was Murakami Foods. And, as I've mentioned before, the manager of my Buta is named Ami Murakami. I never thought the manager was actually the daughter of the president of Murakami Foods. It was her idea to give Erito a flawed presentation. Of course, before the meeting, the manager had already warned Murakami Foods that the deal might fall through. Before the presentation, President Murakami had also informed President Erito that there was a high chance the deal would fail.
What's more, I listened to the recording of the presentation and it was appalling. Heading into a major deal without proper preparation or understanding? Are you trying to destroy this company?
No, that wasn't my intention.
Well, I suppose I'm just as guilty. I foolishly believed what the HR manager and sales director told me, thinking my nephew was a top employee. Now, Moromi, HR manager, I've been informed of your actions by Chono-kun. You fabricated violations of company policy against the former sales director and Chono-kun to have them reassigned. And all because my nephew found them inconvenient to his success?
Apparently, Chono-san used to work in sales and was the top performer in the department. Erito-san was upset by his performance and the former sales director's refusal to bend to his will. So, Moromi HR manager helped frame them for false infractions and reassigned them to the company's archival department, essentially the company's exile. Additionally, Chono knew about our plan to put Erito-san in his place and seized the opportunity to bring up his own unjust treatment to the president, making even more covert moves than before.
That's ridiculous. Do you have any proof that we did such a thing?
Well, it's true that I'm not sure if any direct evidence of what you did to us still exists. But we weren't the only ones affected by your unfair personnel evaluations, were we? There are testimonies from others, and we've also recorded some of the things you said to them.
Chono-san also told me that many employees were similarly reassigned due to petty reasons, including personal grudges and even rejected advances from Erito-san. He even threatened other employees by saying, if you don't follow my orders, I'll send you to the exile department.
Once an internal investigation is conducted, we'll have all the facts. Oh, and Moromi HR manager, it seems your position wasn't earned through merit, was it?
What are you...
I've heard that you obtained your position through a series of favors to many executives, including the former HR manager. And recently, you were even accused of having an affair by the wife of one of the executives you entertained.
That's...
Miss Erito plans to conduct a full internal investigation, and I think we're finally going to see a clean HR department in this company.
Miss President, you must have been blackmailed by my nephew, right? But as a manager, it's your duty to take responsibility when your subordinates cause problems. You knew what was happening to Kota, yet you did nothing. You will face consequences as well, and I will take responsibility for turning a blind eye to this situation. Yes, ma'am.
What is all this?
As Miss Erito and her group prepared to leave, Erito muttered under his breath,
Why is this happening to me?
Buyu, you need to cut the nonsense. This is all your own doing. You've messed with the lives of our employees and now you play the victim?
But this doesn't make sense. This company is like my castle, and I'm the prince of it. In other words, I'm the future king of this company. How dare a mere employee think they can stand against me?
Chono-san couldn't help but laugh at the childish logic.
The prince? You're delusional.
What?
How could anyone respect someone like you who does nothing but steal others' achievements and hold grudges? If you're the future king, this company will crumble the moment you take over.
There isn't a single person in this world you can control at will. Chono, the other employees, and I all have our own dignity. You trampled on that, and now you're paying the price. That's all there is to it.
Grrr!
Following the internal investigation, it was confirmed that the personnel actions taken by Irito-san and Moromi HR manager were indeed unjust. Both were terminated, the sales director was demoted. The executives Moromi had entertained were dismissed, and Miss Irito resigned as CEO in response to the scandal. Afterward, Irito was kicked out of his home and desperately began searching for a new job.
Damn it! Why can't I even get to the interview stage?
Rumor has it that his reputation is so tarnished that he's being rejected outright, or perhaps his arrogance is showing through in his applications. As for Moromi, she's reportedly being sued for adultery by the wife of one of the former executives and is facing a hefty compensation claim. Neither of them can manipulate others as they once did. They're finally realizing how harsh reality can be. Meanwhile, at Irito Condiments, the wrongful transfers that Irito and Moromi had orchestrated were reversed. Chono-san and the former sales director returned to the roles in the sales department.
Director, Kota's analysis skills are incredible. Thanks to him, the sales results of all our employees have improved.
The atmosphere in the workplace has completely changed, and now my efforts are finally being recognized. Feeling at ease, I decided that I would give this company my all for a little while longer. I came to Maebuta to confess my feelings to the manager, but... Manager, I mean Ami Murakami-san, you've always been watching over me, and... Once again, my nerves were getting the best of me. I was feeling pathetic, but then the manager gently took my hand and smiled at me. Before I knew it, all of my anxiety melted away. I love you. Please go out with me.
Yes, I'd love to.
You can't control the lives of others as you please. So, when someone tries to manipulate your life, you must stand up and fight back.